So as we transition to a couple startups here before lunch, want to welcome up our first speaker with Gripp, Inc. Raised on a farm, he took a detour into venture-backed startups and private equity, and then found his footing again in bringing technology experience back to the farm. So please help me welcome Tracey Wiedmeyer with Gripp.
All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. I want to do a couple of quick shout outs of the speakers earlier today. So Tim Dixon, Purdue Ventures. We are a graduate of the Purdue process. And then Lauren as well, coming out of Ag Launch. It's a testament to the force multiplication that can happen to companies when you bring farmers together. It's been such a wonderful experience and great partners. So I'm Tracey Wiedmeyer, CEO and co-founder of Gripp. I want to introduce to you the world's most expensive agriculture record-keeping system. Anybody familiar with it? We do see some farmers putting expensive sensors on their tractors, but by and far the rest of the stuff that they own goes neglected. And the reason for that is it's 2024 and these very basic questions are still difficult to answer. It's not just the stuff on tires, it's all the things you see here on the left. And these are things like, when did I service it last? When do I service it next? Why do I own it? Who can operate it? Who fixes it? Where are the parts? And maybe more importantly, how much does it cost me to own and operate this thing? This is what farmers use today. Still a lot of paper, whiteboards, the fleeting memory that fails you at the wrong time, consumer apps, spreadsheets, and then we occasionally see non-ag-based software, user-based software. Farmers don't really like this. The cost and complexity forces one person to be that information bottleneck on the farm. The point here is these things collectively are not easy for the farmer. The conversations they have about their equipment escapes every day into places like Gmail, iCloud, FaceTime, group text, and the number of times I've heard a farmer say I have to infinite scroll up a WhatsApp to look at last week or last month's conversation. If I had a nickel, I wouldn't be up here today. Consequently, these are the things that non-ag businesses have been solving for decades. Well, we've solved that in ag with a platform called Gripp. Now, Gripp is the easiest way for farmers to tag and track literally anything that they own. Gripp is universally accessible. Everybody has a mobile phone, and today's day and age understands how to scan a QR code. We also don't require apps or passwords, making it accessible to all the seasonal and H2A workers that come and go throughout your operation. And we prioritize human-based input instead of the keyboard. The last thing you want to do when somebody's reporting an issue is make them pull out their phone, type a book report, you get a couple of words. We focus on audio, video, and pictures, and from that we can translate, transcribe, summarize, and then make searchable to the rest of your operation. Through those natural forms of input, we start to centralize conversations and tribal knowledge so it stays on the farm and doesn't escape. When I say Gripp can track anything, I literally mean it. We've got a couple of things here: grain leg, apple packing line, cold atmosphere storage, trees in some cases, H2A housing, irrigation valves, and of course all the stuff on tires, tractors, implements that you've come to love. Gripp is easy to set up. Within a couple of minutes, you put a QR code, you take a picture of your asset, you give it a name, and it's immediately available for your team to start recording activity against. Say goodbye to the long 3 to 6 month processes to set up your platform where somebody asks you to go find data you don't need and you wouldn't know where it was anyways. We're really closing the on-farm communication gap. You're empowering the people you already pay that know your operation and your equipment best so that they can become the ears and eyes of your operation instead of the one farm manager who's left to do that after a very tiring day. The team is led by myself and Jenkin Lee. We've got an extensive background in private equity and venture capital, having started a couple of companies. I also grew up on a farm in Wisconsin, and Jenkin owns a residential construction firm in New Mexico. You can see just a few of the assets we use Gripp on today. We've had significant traction this year since our March launch. I've been to all these locations across the country. I think the most important thing about this map is Gripp is solving these problems no matter where you farm, what you farm, who you farm with, the equipment you farm, or the size of your farm. This is a universal problem across all of ag. By the numbers, we're on 38 farms today, paying customers, over 250 farmers, over 2,000 assets, that's adding more and more daily, and 3,000 events, equipment events. We expect to be near 50 farms by the end of June. And we really aspire to sort of connect the ag industry. You know, we've had a lot of interesting conversations with dealerships, OEMs, short-line manufacturers, and other third-party providers who are already working on behalf of farmers. We want to bring those conversations and that critical information into Gripp to be leveraged again on the farm by the farmer. And once we nail this for ag, we'll move into other heavy adjacent industries that suffer from the same problems. We're currently at the tail end of a $2 million seed round. We have a little bit open to fund the next 200 customers. And with that, I would say please join the Gripp revolution. Invest today, refer a farmer, or subscribe. Thank you.